The communication system enables the crew to talk to other stations through VHF and HF radios. It also enables communication with the ground mechanic. There are two systems of communication from the cockpit to the cabin. The passenger address (PA) system for passenger announcements, and the cabin interphone system to talk to a cabin attendant. Note: under certain circumstances, the cabin interphone system has to be used between the flight deck and ground engineers.
In addition, there is a call system which enables the cockpit to call the ground mechanic or the cabin crew, and the ground mechanic or the cabin crew to call the cockpit.
The cockpit voice recorder, CVR, is also included in the communication system. Note: the evacuation command system, which is also part of the communication system, will be discussed in the cabin presentation. Control of all radio communications is achieved through radio management panels, RMP, and audio control panels, ACP. Let's start with the RMP. The RMPs provide tuning of all radios. There are two RMPs located on the center pedestal and a third one on the overhead panel. We will now look at the different controls and indications of the RMP. The on-off switch controls its power supply. The radio selection keys enable the pilot to select a radio to modify a frequency. The active window displays the active frequency. The standby window displays the standby frequency. The dual rotary knob enables the pilot to change the standby frequency. The outer knob for the megahertz and the inner knob for the decimals. And the transfer key exchanges the standby and active frequencies. The standby navigation keys provide backup navigation tuning in the event of dual FMGS failure. These keys will be discussed in the navigation chapter. Any RMP can tune any communication radio, but each one is normally dedicated to a particular radio. RMP1 to VHF1, RMP2 to VHF2, RMP3 to VHF3, HF1 or HF2.
The cell light comes on white when a pilot selects a radio on an RMP which is not dedicated to the RMP. This will be explained in more detail in the operation module.
There are 3 ACPs, each located next to an RMP. 2 on the center pedestal, a third one on the overhead panel. Let's look at the different controls of the ACP. The transmission keys enable you to select any radio or interphone system. A green light illuminates on the selected key. Only one transmission key can be selected at a time. The call light flashes amber with a buzzer when a cell call is received on the applicable radio, VHF or HF. The mechanic light flashes amber with a buzzer when a call is initiated by the ground mechanic. The attendant light flashes amber with a buzzer when a call is initiated to the flight deck from any flight attendant station through the cabin interphone system. The SAT call light flashes amber when the SATCOM system detects a call. The 3 green lines flash during the establishment of air-bound calls or when SATCOM calls are on hold. After call establishment, the 3 green lines remain steady. The reset key silences any buzzer and extinguishes the flashing amber light associated with any of these calls.
The reception knobs enable the pilot to select and adjust the volume of the following systems: communication radios, navigation aids, the interphone, and the PA. When released out, the respective radio or interphone reception is selected. The knob illuminates white and, by rotating it, you can adjust the volume. Any number of selections can be made simultaneously.
Any selected radio and/or interphone can be heard through loudspeakers. Each loudspeaker has its own separate volume control. The interphone radio switch is a 3-position switch. 2 of the positions are latched, 1 is spring-loaded. Interphone, latched. Neutral, latched. Radio, spring-loaded. When in the interphone position, the switch operates as a hot mic on either the boom sets or the oxygen masks. This position enables communication between cockpit crew members or between cockpit and a ground mechanic. Note, it is useless to select the interphone transmission key. When the switch is held in the radio position, it operates as a press-to-talk (PTT) on the selected transmission channel using boom set or oxygen mask. The side stick PTT switch has the same function as the radio position on the interphone radio switch. The voice key suppresses a nav-aid ident signal to enable clearer reception of the voice message. For example, ATIS transmission on a VOR frequency. The passenger address PA transmission key, when pressed and held, enables cabin announcements to be made from the cockpit through boom mask or hand mic. PA announcements may also be made using the cockpit handset. The calls panel enables the cockpit crew to call a ground mechanic or the cabin crew. When the emergency push-button switch is selected to on, the on light flashes white. The call light flashes amber. A pink light flashes on all area call panels. Call Priority Captain message appears on all attendant indication panels. A red light flashes, and 3 high-low chimes sound through all loudspeakers. If an emergency call is initiated from the cabin, the on light flashes white, the call light flashes amber, and 3 long buzzers sound in the cockpit. The cockpit voice recorder, CVR, is used to record all the communications and oral warnings in the cockpit. The CVR is controlled through the RCDR panel and the CVR control unit. The CVR can be switched on the ground by using the ground control push-button switch. The CVR erase push-button enables the complete erasure of the memory provided the aircraft is on ground and the parking brake is set to on. The CVR test push-button enables the CVR to be tested. The result of the test is visible on the test result indicator. You will get a chance to practice this test in the normal operation. When a headset or boom set is plugged in, cockpit sounds picked up by the microphone are audible. The test tone is audible when the test push button is pressed. The erase tone is audible when the erase push button is pressed. The emergency locator transmitter, ELT, is used to transmit an emergency signal. The ELT control panel is located on the overhead panel. In that configuration, the ELT transmits an emergency signal in case of impact. Switched to on, the ELT transmits an emergency signal. Note, the on light comes on amber when the emergency signal is transmitted or during ELT auto test.
Let's now review some failure cases. On an RMP switched on, a blank display, with no lights on, indicate an RMP failure. There's no ACAIM caution for this abnormal operation. You have to switch off this RMP and tune the radios with other RMPs.
When you check your ACP, you see that all the lights are extinguished. You try to select VHF 1 for transmission, but your selection has no effect. As you were using ACP 1, you can recover audio control through ACP 3 by selecting the Captain on 3 position on the audio switching selector located on the center pedestal. This selection de-energizes ACP1. The Captain's boom set, oxygen mask, and hand mic transmission and reception functions are now controlled through ACP3. The audio switching message appears on the engine warning display to indicate that an audio switching selection has been made.